Today I'm reading a write-up in an online newspaper, the nigerianvoice.com. This was written in December 2019, actually on Christmas Day, 25/12/2019, by Owelle Mbaso, taken from www.thenigerianvoice.com. And the title is, I Remember 1999 Vividly at Eagle Square, Abuja. I read word for word. I remember Eagle Square and what happened there on the 29th of May, 1999. 20 years after, so many things have happened. From Eagle Square, where power changed hands in 1999, I have seen many who were present on that day but today have been forgotten in idle permanent homes of their graves. I remember how Nelson Mandela walked into the venue and the ovation that followed, and with my same eyes, I saw him in a casket. I saw Stella Obasanjo rose to affluence and influence, and with my eyes, I saw her being driven out of power in a casket. I saw Desire Kabilla, who was also at Eagle Square, fall to the bullets of his bodyguard in DR Congo. A former Minister of Health, Prof Ransome Kuti, was buried. I saw Chuba Okadigbo rose, fell, and died. Abubakar, Rimi, and Ekwueme, who contested presidential primaries with Obasanjo in 2003 at the same Eagle Square, had their funerals organized. I saw Almighty Tony Aneni, aka Mr. Fix-It, laid in state helplessly in Benin as he couldn't fix death. Professor Dora Akunyili, the strong woman who was everywhere, fell in a hospital in India. I saw evil genius begin to wear canvas shoes with agbada whilst in a wheelchair in Mina as he watches life without his once powerful wife, Maria. I saw Edwin Ome Ezeoke buried. General Victor Malu's obituary was in the news. I saw his sultan fall from the sky. The remains of the owner of Bolingo Hotel was seen at Lisa Village. Before my eyes, Bola Ige fell, Sontai crashed and died. Once landlords of Plateau and Taraba, Darie and Inyame walked into prisons. In my eyes, Almighty Olabode George went and came out of prison. Justice Salami heard the news of the death of Justice Katsina Alu. Before me, I saw powerful James Ibori, who financed Yar'Adua's presidential election, run like a car to Dubai, where he was extradited and jailed in UK. In my eyes, a landlord fell in Kwara and a strong man won election in Kogi, but never lived to hear his victory announcement. In my eyes, Azazi reigned and fell. Yakowa never lived to tell a story. Oronto Douglas, who was once a powerful man behind the throne, was buried. In my eyes, Yar'Adua came and fizzled out of power like two of his ministers. In my eyes, I saw the strong man of Ibadan politics, Adedibu, who removed the old sitting governor and made Obasanjo dash to Ibadan that same afternoon for peacemaking, rode in a mart to the grave. In my eyes, I saw Tompolo, who was powerful under Goodluck Jonathan, demystified and chased into hiding, never to return under Buhari. In my eyes, Solomon Law, that sat that day as PDP chairman, a symbol of power and affluence, was buried on the plateau. In my eyes, tested Bukola Saraki could not win his re-election and now haunted and his properties seized. This was a two-time governor and number 3 man in Nigeria as Senate president, now powerless. While still alive, newspapers carried how once powerful men like Olisametu, Dasuki, Kaluwa all turned into vegetables by EFCC. In my eyes, I saw strong men rise and fall very cheaply. If this right top should teach us anything, let it be known that power is transient. God gives who He wants to give. He says, I will have mercy on whom I want to have mercy on. To those of you today in power, any power, where would you be the next 20 years? In 2039, when names like Buhari, Atiku, Tinubu, Saraki, Ekwueme, Abubakar, David Mark, Victor Ike-Oye, Hamed Lawan, and many sitting governors, PS, directors, GMs, and leaders are mentioned, what would a child write about them then? As we approach life in 2020, have it in mind that political power is not permanent. This same political power has consumed men, destroyed marriages, cut short dreams, ended relationships, betrayed trusts, and killed fellow humans. Thank you so much for watching. And that wraps up today's video. I hope you found it insightful and entertaining. Your support means the world to me. So if you enjoyed this content, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends and family. The truth, they say, shall set you free. Join our growing community here at LATV Productions, where we strive to inspire and uplift through every story we tell. Remember, we're all about bringing stories to life, one frame at a time. I'm Prince Lanre Adegun, fondly called Kabiesi. Until next time, stay inspired and keep shining. As I always say, keeping safe.